Cash Crowd Fund, a community crowdfunding platform. Hello and welcome to the presentation of Discovering Cash Crowd Fund. My name is Mary Bell, and it is an honor and a privilege to share this information with you on today. Thank you in advance for all your support in this endeavor and the time taken out of your schedule to review this information in its entirety. Let's get started. First things first, this is not a pyramid scam, but an opportunity for me to enlighten and hopefully inspire you on a gifting platform of community empowerment. This is an extremely popular and proven system practiced worldwide. Crowdfunding has been practiced by numerous cultures for generations as a means to build and sustain wealth. So incredibly effective, it is taught and practiced by many as a cultural tradition. Are you familiar with the term savings club or stocking fund? What about birthday club, nest eggers, or susu? These are actually very common and fundamentally simple, yet effective resources available to the common individual. Wikipedia describes them as informal savings clubs. By definition, they are savings arrangements where a group of people pool an equal amount of money for a period of time, whether it be monthly, bi-weekly, etc. And after a specified period of time, one person within the group gets all the money. This rotation is repeated until everyone in the group gets their turn and receives the full lump sum at least once. In essence, there's power in numbers. For centuries, many cultures such as Asian, Indian, African, and Caribbean have fully understood and taken complete advantage of the concept that it is much more beneficial and advantageous to work as a team versus the daunting, time-intensive task of attempting to raise or save large quantities of money alone. These principles are the same model used countless ways throughout the world, as well as right here in the United States. Now, as Americans, we are often dumbfounded as to how we, as the richest country in the world, however, over 50% of the population lives below the annual median income level of $62,000 annually, with the poverty level of $21,330 or below. Now, considering the cost of living expenses, rising debt, limited credit options, and a check-to-check lifestyle, the reality is apparent. Why not execute some extremely simple methods of operation to change the trajectory of your financial reality? It is time for us to keep an open-minded approach combined with a fervent willingness to grasp these proven concepts of success. Now, rest assured, I'm not here to present a miracle potion or a miracle lotion. This opportunity requires no sales, no multi-level marketing, no products, no commission structure, or striving to make rank. While I mentioned several saving structures as a point of reference to give you an understanding of our model and position of empowerment, there are several fundamental differences. Please allow me to share with you how Cash Crowd Fund works. We operate on the principles of faith, seed, and harvest. We confidently envision a greater reality, a godly promise of life more abundantly. Give, and it shall be given unto you. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over, shall men give into your bosom. We maintain honesty and integrity. The key is to live life with purpose, vision, and execution while maintaining relationships with like minded people. Cash Crowd Fund is by far the most economically feasible opportunity for the average person, as well as being the most highly sought after invitation. While most other programs are soliciting startup costs of $100 or greater, we offer an unprecedented and easily attainable offer of a one-time out-of-pocket cost of only $37. This is a $12 administration fee, which covers the lifetime cost of your back office and a $25 initial campaign gift donation. We are uniquely designed with our members' ongoing and easily obtainable success in mind. While traditional savings clubs require their members to commit to monthly payments to maintain status, Cash Crowd Fund does not. No matter what, once a member, you're always a member. With traditional savings clubs, members receive a standard amount on a scheduled weekly, monthly, or annual basis, depending on how the platform is set up. Cash Crowd Fund offers a graduating gifting scale with 10 levels, starting at $25 to $20,000, people. This is so exciting. Now, each member is required to start at an entry level of $25. Each level offers a gifting amount that is 8 times the original donation. So at a $25 entry level campaign, 8 times your original donation is the equivalent of a gifting amount of $200. With the highest level being $20,000 campaign level, this is equivalent to a gifting amount of $160,000. Now, coupled with phenomenal leadership, access to your automated back office 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, member support, there's training resources, referral links, and encouragement to easily achieve a lifestyle of financial freedom. The beauty, people, is there is no limit to how many times you can repeat the process. And most of all, you will never, ever have to exceed your original out-of-pocket cost of $37. This invitation is absolutely unprecedented. Now, allow me to make a disclaimer. Cash Crowd Fund is not a business. Cash Crowd Fund is a gifting community of like-minded individuals executing our group empowerment. All donations are gifted directly from the giver to the recipient in the beneficiary field. There is no one member campaign greater or more important than the other. So there are no commissions, no hidden fees, no middlemen, no executives or directors. There are no owners. When one succeeds, we all succeed. Now's the time you ask, Maribel, how does this work? Let's look at this opportunity of progressive wealth. Allow me to elaborate. Crowdfunding is the practice of funding a project or venture by raising small amounts of money from a large number of people, typically via the internet. Cash Crowd Fund is an invitation-only community. Once you've accepted your invitation, you'll be required to activate your online account by mailing a one-time cash donation to the administration of $12, as well as your first level gifting donation of $25. Your sponsor, as well as the automated system, will coach and instruct you through the process. You will need 2 envelopes, 2 stamps, 2 pieces of paper, inclusive of your $37. Once enrolled, if you wish to proceed with the opportunity as a new member, you'll have an 8-day temporary access to your back office. This allows you to track all donations towards any crowdfunding you have sent or expecting to receive. Cash Crowd Fund has taken all the guesswork out of the equation. Let's say you've decided to get started. As a new member, you will be placed in the community on a platform that we refer to as the wheel. The wheel to success has a total of 15 positions. You will never enter a wheel with less than 7 existing members. This is a note to remember. You will never enter a wheel on any level with less than 7 existing members. Let's move on. The center green signifies the gift recipient field, which holds 1 slot. The yellow signifies the next in line to the recipient field, and it holds a total of 2 slots. The gold signifies the first rotation from new member status, and it holds a total of 4 slots. Hence, these are the 7 original members that you will see when entering a new campaign wheel on any level. Each new member must be sponsor placed, starting at the outer position, which is categorized as the red zone. Now again, you enter a campaign, you're going to see 7 existing members. The outer red perimeter of that circle signifies all 8 new members that are coming into the community, and 8 times your original gifting donation. Once again, you'll have your 7 original members in entering any campaign level, and the 8 outer slots that are showing available without members signifies how you are gifted at 8 times your original donation. The power and momentum of 2x2. Let's look at the wheel in full rotation. Our momentum and campaign progression is achieved by the power of duplication, inclusive of yourself and 2 like-minded individuals with a vision for financial freedom. Considering that Sam in the center is an enthusiastically active member and has advanced to the gifting or recipient field shown here in the green center. Upon registration, Sam invited and registered Joe and Jane that you see in the upper and lower yellow slots. As like, Joe and Jane invited Sally, Sue, Charles, and Bob that you'll see positioned in the gold, in the 4 gold slots. Now, as a recap, each member is required to share this invitation with only 2 like-minded individuals to maintain continuous duplication and unlimited progression for the entire team. The key here, people, is like-minded, not necessarily the people that we love the most and we want to see progress. We are looking for like-minded people. People who are as passionate as you that will also share this invitation with 2 like-minded individuals equally as passionate about financial freedom and a vision for progression. Now let's reiterate. You again will never enter a campaign wheel with less than 7 existing members. Now, say that you are invited to participate. As a new member, you will be placed in the first available slot in the outer red zone. You will be sponsor coached as well as instructed by the automated system of exactly where to mail your gift donation and admin fees. So say that you are the member that entered on the bottom right of our screen here where you see the individual with the envelope. Your 2 envelopes, 2 pieces of paper, and 2 stamps. One will be mailed to the admin in the amount of $12. Your second envelope will be mailed to the recipient in the gifting field of $25 entry-level original campaign donation. The outer slots in the red signify your 8 incoming members as well as the gifting amount for the recipient in the gifting field. Again, we are a totally automated system. So once your sponsor registers and places you on the wheel, you will be prompted exactly where to mail your donation and admin fee. Because we are totally automated, you can easily track the progression of your campaign as well as status of all donations either mailed or expected to receive. Again, I must reiterate, there are no middlemen, no directors, no commissions, no required ranking. Just giftor to giftee. Full speed ahead. Let's look at how easily it is to master your goals and quickly progress to the next campaign level. New to the community, yet eager to progress, you invite 2 like-minded members who are equally as excited about progression. They too follow detailed instructions and all the available new member slots are quickly filling up. This indicates that the member campaign in the middle is receiving donations towards their campaign and placing you that much closer towards receiving your campaign goals. Now, this isn't a competition, but one of the most unique benefits of the Cash Crowd Fund community is not having to wait. You do not have to wait for all 15 slots to fill before you are eligible for gifting. Let's direct our focus to the center green. There is a line that separates the top 7 members from the bottom 7 members. The rate in which each new member refers 2 like-minded individuals determines how quickly the wheel will fill up. This momentum initiates a cycling of the wheel. So hypothetically, if the top 7 members recruit at a greater speed than the bottom 7 members, or vice versa, the wheel will cycle into what we refer to as a split. Wow, it's a whole new wheel, people. Just for the sake of example, the top 7 have split and formed a new wheel. Joe's campaign is in the center. All of the 6 remaining members have also cycled with him to a new wheel, progressing them all that much closer to meeting their campaign goals. As each member continues to practice duplication 2 by 2, this process speeds along with minimal effort, yet great success. Again, you'll see 7 new members on a whole new wheel. So anyone that enters at this point in that outer red circle, you will never enter a wheel with less than 7 original members. And every time you enter into the gifting capacity, which is the green zone, you will be eligible to receive all 8 of those incoming gift donations. Phenomenal. There shall be no one left behind. Everyone advances together. Now, you are asking yourself, What about the previous wheel? It's still active. The original campaign where we saw Sam in the center and awaiting the full completion of his campaign gifts is still active, although Joe has moved on with his team to a completely different wheel. The campaign will remain active until all gifts are received. There shall be no one left behind. Sam in the center, Jane, Joe. We have Sally, Charles, Sue, and Bob on Sam's original campaign wheel. Now we know that because there are no available slots on the top level of the wheel, that Joe, Sally, and Charles, along with all incoming of those four members, have moved to a new wheel. Sam, Jane, Sue, and Bob, with the two new members on the bottom, are still active. Let's look at a successful campaign, the road to success. As new members continue to enter the campaign and all 8 campaign donations are received, the campaign is archived as successfully completed. There's always going to be a history in the archive in your back office that will cover all of the previous campaigns, all of the success that you've made towards your goals. You'll always be able to go back and look at the archive and all of the members that progressed along with you. Again, we see the progression of a new wheel. As shown in the previous example of the advancement of Sam's campaign, all of the remaining members on the original wheel have also progressed to a new wheel. The momentum and progression continues for each new member. Where we saw Joe progress along with his team members, now you see Jane, Sue, and Bob along with 4 other members who rotated from the new member status. Again, we have a new wheel with 8 open slots. So Jane's campaign is now ready for gifting. Let's keep climbing. Again, we're going to use Sam as our example. Now, Sam's initial campaign gift was $25. He completed that campaign with a total gifting amount of $200. Sam expressed to his sponsor that he is eager to meet his overall campaign goals and ready to progress to the next level of a $50 campaign wheel. Hence, let's recap, people. We have a graduating gifting scale from $25 to $20,000. So now Sam is at the $50 gifting level and has expressed to his sponsor that he's eager to meet his overall campaign goal and ready to progress to the next level. So he's ready for the $50 campaign wheel. Members must be sponsor placed to the next advancing level campaign. However, once you've placed on the wheel, you can place each of your previous team members alongside you on any level as they successfully complete each of their level goal campaigns. There's absolutely no pressure. You are absolutely under no pressure by anyone at any time to continue to the next preceding level. If you are pleased with your entry-level gifting totals, you may stop there. As stated in the introduction, this is a one-time out-of-pocket invitation of $37. Now that you've received your total campaign donations totaling $200, you're in a position to upwardly progress financially without ever incurring any additional expenses. Coupled with phenomenal leadership, access to your automated back office 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, member support, training resources, referral links, encouragement to easily achieve a lifestyle of financial freedom. It's just that simple, people. Now, this is the most exciting part for me. Let's name your goals. I'm sure we can all attest to knowing someone other than ourselves in need of a financial blessing. But stop right here. Before you start inviting members, what are your financial goals? Are you trying to save for a special purchase, pay off bills, credit cards, high interest loans, student debt, buy a car, purchase your first home? How about paying off your mortgage and living debt free, people? Just name it. Write the vision and make it clear. There's no limit. Name your campaign and set your vision in motion. Now's the time you asked, Maribel, how is this legal? Please allow me a brief moment to express that I'm blessed and honored to be an active Cash Crowd Fund member, reaching several levels of campaign goals not only for myself, but family members and friends as well. However, I stood on the sidelines for quite some time as an extreme skeptic. Yes, me. I, at one point, was an extreme skeptic. Ponzi, shady, scam, shaky, fraud. These are just a short few instinctual tags that I use to characterize the nature of proposed crowdfunding opportunities in the past. I couldn't have been more incredibly wrong. Once I was introduced to Cash Crowdfund, it was strongly suggested that I research and review the information for myself. The information I uncovered literally took my breath away and had been right under my nose for an extended period of time. The proof is in black and white. Documentation beats conversation every time. I started my search in Google and Wikipedia. However, I insisted upon confirming my findings through an official site, leading me to USA.gov. It's called Title III of the Jobs Act, or the Jumpstart Our Business Startups Act. It's a law intended to encourage funding of small business in the United States by easing many of the country's security regulations, mainly taxation and restrictions. Title III, also known as the Crowd Fund Act, has drawn the most public attention because it has created a way for companies to use crowdfunding to issue securities, something that was not previously permitted. The proof is in black and white. Now, USA.gov site provides a plethora of information to research and study, but in short, President Barack Obama took a strategically calculated stance for the welfare of the average citizen. We are now reaping the benefits due to the signing of Title III. Hence, people, there were two legislations, Title I and II, prior to the signing of the Crowd Fund Jobs Act that were slated for the benefit of large corporations and salaries in the excess of $200,000 to $500,000 annually. President Barack Obama leveraged the playing field and opened this opportunity up for every U.S. citizen 18 years of age and up. Not only is crowdfunding a legal resource to raise money through charitable donations, one individual or campaign can raise up to $1 million in a calendar year through charitable tax-free donations. It took my breath away. Now let me share with you the before and after of Title III of the Jobs Act. Before, Only accredited investors or those with an annual income of $200,000 could invest in startups. After, everyone, accredited and non-accredited alike, have the ability to invest and purchase equity in startups. Before, these accredited investors represented only 1% of the U.S. population, limiting the resources available to small private businesses. After the signing of Title III, startups now have access to the remaining 99%, a previously untapped resource of potential funding. Before Title III, barriers to entry, such as hefty brokerage fees and complex investment processes, deterred the average investors from investing. Now, with online funding portals cutting out the middleman, the average investor can invest for free, people, at the tap of a button. Once again, I must reiterate, not only is crowdfunding a legal resource to raise money through charitable donations, one individual or campaign can raise up to $1 million in a calendar year through tax-free charitable donations. Once I uncovered this information, people, it turned my whole life around. I realized that I am that startup that they are referring to. Title III refers to the average individual, namely me. It is a legal legislative opportunity for me to pursue every vision and aspiration I've ever had, and it was right under my nose the entire time. Now let's look at remarks by the President, Barack Obama, at the Jobs Act bill signing. This is taken from the White House Office of the Press Secretary on the date of signing, April 5th of 2012. Now I'm going to present this in my Barack Obama voice. And for startups and small businesses, this bill is a potential game changer. Right now, you can only turn to a limited group of investors, including banks and wealthy individuals, to get funding. Laws that are nearly 8 decades old make it impossible for others to invest. But a lot has changed in 80 years, and it's time that our laws did as well. Because of this bill, startups and small businesses will now have access to a big new pool of potential investors, namely the American people. For the first time, ordinary Americans will be able to go online and invest in entrepreneurs that they believe in. This is the American Jobs Act, people. President Obama's plan to create jobs now. I am that American citizen that he was referring to, and I am a startup that will progress through cash crowd fund. People, let's be the change you want to see in the world. Again, my name is Mary Bell, and I want to thank you for taking the time to review this presentation in its entirety. In conclusion, I'd like to say that we are most certainly living in perilous times. Many of us can attest that never in history could we have imagined that the entire structure of the world would be in a state of civil unrest, wellness concerns, combined with socio-economic challenges. Our doubts, fears, and frustrations have crossed all racial, cultural, and backgrounds. Many of us consider that the loyalty and time we've exhibited towards our employers would be the viable solution to a sustainable path of financial freedom. These times have proven that is not in fact the case. Job layoffs or lack of jobs is seemingly the new norm. We may or may not ever return to a state of normalcy. It's time that we begin collectively working together, educating one another, and executing our empowerment. Let's unify our people, bringing attention and a complete resolve to this matter. This is an empowerment venture of economic action. This is an opportunity where we no longer have to stand by and ask for change. We are empowered to stimulate our own economy. Don't allow your financial legacy, the welfare of your grandchildren's grandchildren, to be devoured and extinguished by limited vision, procrastination, and lack of execution. Let's consider loss versus gain. Now, I've personally recognized that the most common response to encouraging participation is the "I can't afford it at this time" reply. Looking back at various seasons of my own financial challenge, considering the cost and acceptance of the reality that I couldn't afford not to apply an alternative strategy to my desired financial wellness. Each new member starts with a one-time donation of $37, not $370 or $3,700. A one-time donation of $37. Once you paint a clear picture for yourself, it sounds outrageously laughable that we would allow sacrificing the cost of getting your nails done versus the potential of owning a salon, a tank of gas versus the potential of paying off your car loan, or a decorative household purchase versus living absolutely mortgage free. My list could go on and on. I am here today to convey to you that I have absolutely no regrets. Cash Crowd Fund is by far the most impacting and greatest financial decision that I've ever made. We are attracting all like minds to continue the climb. Now, please don't rush to action. I repeat, please do not rush to action. This is a gifting community of like-minded individuals committed to full participation in this manifestation of abundant wealth, considering it an honor, privilege, and opportunity that we do not take lightly. It's totally understandable that it may take you time to reflect, evaluate, and draw your own conclusion. But please, if you're not ready, don't hesitate to reach back to convey your final thoughts. But if in fact you are ready now and want to get started with changing your financial future, just get back with the person that shared this invitation with you. This is a very simple, proven system of success. However, it's often our nature to overthink and complicate processes. If it sounded too good to be true, remember, I too at one time was the greatest skeptic. From a shift in my consciousness, the faith to follow through, and the tenacity to continually progress, scam now holds a completely new meaning. Success coming in abundant momentum. Again, my name is Mary Bell. I would like to offer you blessings and continued success. Thank you again for the time taken to review this information in its entirety and for participating in our featured presentation. Cash Crowd Fund, a community crowdfunding platform.